friends, good morning. Today we will see the poem The Inchcape Rock by Robert Southey. The Inchcape is the name of the rock, which is known as a notorious sandstone reef. Reef means the rock under the water, and notorious means famous for bad things or bad deeds. Here, this rock proves harmful or dangerous for the mariners or sailors, and that's why it is famous as a notorious sandstone reef, which is off east coast of Angus in Scotland. And all the events happened in this poem are around it. Though the rock was notorious, but the noble man, Sir Abbot of Aberbrothock, used this rock for the noble cause, and that's why it becomes very popular. In this sense, the title is very apt. So let us see the poem. Before seeing the poem, we will see the key points. The Inchcape Rock by Robert Southey. Robert Southey, the period is 1774 to 1843. About the poet, an English poet, poet laureate of English. Laureate means the poet in the kingdom. A typical poem became popular with school children. Now about the poem. This poem is a ballad type poem. Ballad type poem means the poem which consists a story with a message. Such type of story may be dramatic, funny or romantic. Here we are getting the story which is a dramatic one. There are some typical ballads. These ballads consist 4-line stanzas, and it is called a quatrain also. This Inchcape Rock is such type of ballad. It consists 4 lines in each stanza, and there are 17 stanzas. In this ballad, there is a story of 14th century by Abbot of Aberbrothock, and he wanted to install a warning bell on Inchcape. Bell Rock Lighthouse is there. Legendary story of a pirate. Pirate means robber or man. The message which we are getting in this poem is wrong deeds will meet with due punishment. As you sow, so shall you reap. 17 stanzas of 4 lines, and rhyme scheme is AABB. Now, the introductory part of this poem. Robert Southey, the period is 1774 to 1843. He was born in Bristol, England. He was the son of a draper, educated at Westminster School and Balliol College, Oxford. He was a poet laureate of England from 1813 to 1843. Some of his short poems like The Scholars, The Battle of Blenheim, Bishop Hatto, The Inchcape Rock, etc. are very popular with the school children. The Inchcape Rock is a ballad. It is the story of the 14th century attempt by the Abbot of Aberbrothock to install a warning bell on Inchcape, a notorious sandstone reef about 11 miles, that is 18 kilometers off the east coast of Angus in Scotland, near Dundee and Fife, occupied by the Bell Rock Lighthouse. Southey was inspired by the legendary story of a pirate who removed the bell on the Inchcape Rock placed by the Abbot of Aberbrothock. The poem gives us a message that those who do wrong things will meet with due punishment. Now let us see the poem, The Inchcape Rock. In the first 2 stanzas, there is a beautiful description of the nature, and the nature is silent, calm and quiet. No stir in the air, no stir in the sea. The ship was still as she could be. Her sails from heaven received no motion. Her keel was steady in the ocean. Let us see. Stir means movement or motion. There was no any motion in the air as well as in the sea. no motion in the air and sea. That's why there was not getting any air force to the ship. So the ship and its shaft, keel means shaft or the bottom of the ship, both also were very still, stable. In short, we can say the whole nature was calm and quiet. Just one feel the nature was meditating. Next. I will translate it in Marathi. एकदम शांत असा निसर्ग आहे, जणू निसर्गाचं ध्यान लागलेलं आहे. आकाश, आकाशामधली हवा, पाणी, पाण्याच्या लहरी अगदी शांत अवस्थेमध्ये आहेत आणि म्हणून जहाजीची जी सेल आहे त्यालाही कुठलाही हवेचा फोर्स मिळत नाही आहे. त्यामुळे त्याची शाफ्ट जशी आहे तशीच तिथे स्थिर आहे. थोडक्यात निसर्ग हा ध्यानस्थ झालेला आहे. नेक्स्ट स्टँजा. Without either sign or sound of their shock, the waves flowed over the Inchcape rock. So little they rose, so little they fell. They did not move the Inchcape bell. Let us say, in this stanza also there is a description of the nature. In the first stanza we have seen there is total calmness in the nature, and because of that, without either sign or sound of their shock, whatever were the waves in the sea, there was not any sound. These waves were not making any sound because all the waves were very silent, very slow. There was rise and fall of the waves, but it was very little. Waves were flowing on the rock, but they were not making any sound, and there was not much force that the force would move the bell. That force would move the bell and it will create a sound. In Marathi, निसर्ग शांत असल्यामुळे कुठल्याही प्रकारचा लहरींचा आवाज होत नव्हता आणि अगदी हलक्या अशा लाटा खडकावर जात होत्या, येत होत्या. त्यामुळे तेवढासा फोर्स त्या बेलला हलवू शकत नव्हता, त्या बेलचा आवाज करू शकत नव्हता. असा हा शांत असा निसर्ग पहिल्या 2 स्टॅन्झासमध्ये कवीने चित्रित केलेला आहे. पुढे. The abbot of Aberbrothock had placed that bell on the Inchcape rock. On a buoy in the storm, it floated and swung, and over the waves its warning rung. Here, the character is introduced because it is the story. In this poem, there is a story because it is a ballad. So, the character stands for the nobility or the virtue. The name of this character is the abbot of Aberbrothock. Abbot means the person who is the head of the monks' building or the nuns' building. The person abbot of Aberbrothock, he was very noble man, virtuous man. So he placed a bell on that Inchcape rock because that Inchcape rock proved harmful for the mariners. So he attached or he hooked one buoy on that Inchcape rock, and then he hung that bell on a buoy. He attached that bell on a buoy on the Inchcape rock so that when there is a strong wave, the bell starts ringing. The bell will give the warning to the mariners, and so that they could save their life. मराठीमध्ये अबॅट ऑफ अबरब्रथॉक हा सद्गुणावर आधारलेलं कॅरेक्टर आहे आणि खूप मानवतावादी असा व्यक्ती आहे आणि म्हणून त्यांना मानवजातीच्या कल्याणार्थ असं काम करायचं होतं. त्यासाठी त्यांनी हा जो इंचकेप रॉक आहे, या इंचकेप रॉकवर मोठ्या प्रमाणात ॲक्सिडेंट्स होत होते शिपचे. कारण ज्यावेळी पाण्याने तो वेढला जात असायचा त्यावेळी खलाशांना तो दिसत नसायचा आणि म्हणून त्यांनी त्याच्यावर एक बॉय म्हणजे आधाराचं एक स्टँड उभा केलं, अँकर केलं, म्हणजेच तिथं त्यांनी तिथे फिक्स केलं आणि त्याच्यावर त्यांनी एक छोटीशी घंटा बसवली की जेणेकरून ज्यावेळी हवेचा झोत येईल त्यावेळी तो घंटा निनाद होईल आणि सेलर्सला त्याविषयीची जाणीव होईल की इथे इंचकेप रॉक आहे. When the rock was hit by the surge swell, The mariners heard the warning bell, and then they knew the perilous rock and blessed the abbot of Aberbrothock. When the rock was hit by the surge swell, whenever there is a high tide or the strong wave, strong force of the water, it was that rock, that Inchcape rock was covered by the water all around, and that's why it was hidden in the water due to the surge swell. Surge swell means when there is a sudden rise in the level of the water. The mariners heard the warning bell. The bell which was on that Inchcape rock that starts making sound, and mariners would get the idea that though it was not looking, but they would get the idea that the Inchcape rock was there. And then they knew the perilous rock. Perilous means dangerous rock. They come to know about that perilous rock, and they say thanks to the God and started giving lot of blessings to the abbot of Aberbrothock. This is the real achievement in one's life in Marathi. ज्यावेळी हा खडक पूर्णतः पाण्याने, अचानक वाढणाऱ्या पाण्याने झाकला जात होता, भरतीच्या पाण्याने झाकला जात होता, त्यावेळी मरीनर्सला याची आयडिया येत नव्हती की इथे इंचकेप रॉक आहे. आणि त्या वाऱ्याच्या आणि पाण्याच्या फोर्समुळे ती बेल सतत वाजायला लागायची, आणि त्या आवाजामुळे मरीनर्सला, खलाशांना समजायचं की इथे हा पेरिलस रॉक आहे. आणि मग ते देवाचे आभार मानत होते, आणि त्याच्याच जोडीने ते अबॅट ऑफ अबरब्रथकची सुद्धा मनापासून धन्यवाद देत होते. हेच त्या एखाद्या व्यक्तीची खरी कमाई असते, इतरांच्याकडून धन्यवाद मिळवणं. The sun in the heaven was shining gay, all things were joyful on that day. The seabirds screamed as they whirled round, and there was joyance in their sound. Full of happy atmosphere is described by the poet here. The nature is very, very happy in its exuberance. The sun in the heaven was shining gay. There was bright sun in the sky. It looked very, very happy. And the rays of that happy sun scattered everywhere. So, whatever were the objects or article in that surrounding, all the objects were looking very, very joyful. And the birds were there because of that happy atmosphere, because of the exuberance in the nature. They started screaming. They started chirping happily, screaming or chirping happily, and started whirling round, means flying round and round in the sky, expressing their joy with the nature. And there was joyance in the sound. There was joyance in the sound of the birds, as well as there was great joyance in the whole nature, in the air. In short, complete exuberance of the nature is painted here by the poet in Marathi. अगदी निसर्गाचा आनंदोत्सव इथे कवीने डिस्क्राईब केलेला आहे, वर्णन केलेलं आहे. आकाशामध्ये सूर्य खूप छान आनंदाने तेजोमय झालेला आहे, आणि सगळी त्याची किरणं पृथ्वीवर आलेली आहेत. त्यामुळे पृथ्वीवर जी जी वस्तू आपल्याला दिसते ती सगळी आनंदमय भासते. हे पक्षीसुद्धा स्वतःचा आनंद जोरजोराची चिरपिंग करून आपला आवाज काढून व्यक्त करतायत, आणि आनंदित असल्यामुळे, आनंदित मुद्रा असल्यामुळे ते पुन्हा पुन्हा गोल गोल गिरक्या घेत आहेत आणि आपला आनंद निसर्गाबरोबर शेअर करतायत. थोडक्यात संपूर्ण आनंदोत्सव इथे चित्रित केलेला आहे. नेक्स्ट, the boy on the Inchcape bell was seen. Let us see. This one is the boy. This one is the boy, and the boy of the Inchcape bell was seen. We are seeing the boy in the picture, a darker speck on the ocean green. Sir Ralph the rover walked his deck and fixed his eye on the darker speck. Now, one more character is introduced by the poet. Now, this character is Sir Ralph Rover. This character stands for wickedness or vices. The boy on the Inchcape bell was seen to Sir Ralph the Rover. He was on the ship, and he looked around him, and he saw there was a boy on the Inchcape Rock, and he felt that the boy was looking just like a tiny dot. Darker speck means a tiny dot on the green ocean. So the Sir Ralph Rover walked on his deck, and he targeted that boy. He fixed his eye, he targeted that tiny dot, that darker speck. मराठीमध्ये या इंचकेप बेल सर राल्फ रोवरच्या नजरेमध्ये आलेली आहे. हा सर राल्फ रोवर हा विकेडनेस म्हणजे दुष्ट प्रवृत्तीवर आधारलेला असा कॅरेक्टर इथे कवीने चित्रित केलेला आहे. आणि त्याला ही जी बॉई आहे ती एखाद्या टायनी डॉटसारखी वाटते. हिरव्यागार अशा समुद्रावर ही टायनी डॉट म्हणजे छोटीशी असा एक धब्बा वाटतो. आणि म्हणून तो आपल्या डेकवर जातो. उंचावरचं जे प्लेस असतं जहाजेवरचं त्याच्यावर तो जातो आणि तो आपल्या टार्गेट करतो त्या बॉयला, आणि तो पूर्ण एक कॉन्सन्ट्रेट करून त्याच्याकडे पाहतो, कारण त्याच्या मनामध्ये आता त्याविषयीच्या वेगळ्याच भावना निर्माण झालेल्या आहेत. कारण कितीही गेलं तर ते दुष्ट प्रवृत्तीवर आधारलेलं कॅरेक्टर आहे. नेक्स्ट, he felt the cheering power of spring. It made him whistle, it made him sing. His heart was mirthful to excess, but the rover's mirth was wickedness. Friends, we have seen there was one more stanza, and there we have seen the happy nature. Here also poet has painted the beautiful and happy nature's description, because here is the happiness of the spring season described by the poet. He felt the cheering power of spring. In the atmosphere there was great joyance, so one would felt the cheerfulness like the spring season. In the spring season the whole nature is very enthusiastic, so Ralph Rover also felt very cheerful there. It made him whistle, and that's why he started whistling and singing the song. His heart was mirthful to excess. There was no bounds to his happiness. There was no limit to his happiness. But the rover's mirth was wickedness. But no one knows except Sir Ralph the Rover the main reason of his mirthful happiness to excess. No one knows, because behind that there was a great cruel purpose. In Marathi, he felt cheering power of spring. सर राल्फ द रोवरला खूप आनंद वाटत होता, कारण संपूर्ण निसर्ग हा आनंदाने भरलेला होता. हे आपण अगोदरच्या जस्ट एक पॅराग्राफच्या अगोदरच्या पॅराग्राफमध्ये स्टॅन्झामध्ये आपण बघितलेलं होतं. आणि म्हणून तोही आनंदित झाला होता. संपूर्ण निसर्ग जणू त्याला आनंदित करत होता. त्याने मोठमोठ्या शिट्ट्या किंवा आरोळ्या मारायला सुरुवात केली, आनंदाने बेभान होऊन गाणं गायला सुरुवात केली. तो इतका आनंदित झाला होता की त्याच्या आनंदाला कुठे पारावर राहिलेला नव्हता. ॲक्च्युली त्याचा आनंदाच्या मागे कोणती भूमिका होती हे त्याच्याशिवाय दुसरं कोणालाच ठाऊक नव्हतं, कारण त्याच्या आनंदाच्या मागे एक क्रुएल्टी, एक दुष्टपणा लपलेला होता, जो आपण पुढे पाहणार आहोत. नेक्स्ट, हिज आय वॉज ऑन द इंचकेप फ्लोट. Quoth he, my men, put out the boat and row me to the Inchcape Rock, and I will plague the abbot of Aberbrothock. His eye was on the Inchcape float. He targeted his eye towards that Inchcape float because there was cruelness behind it. His purpose was not good. He said, quoth means he said to his men, he ordered his men, direct our boat towards that Inchcape Rock. My men put out the boat means sail this boat towards that rock and row me to the Inchcape Rock. Sail our boat or took me towards the Inchcape Rock. I will plague the abbot of Aberbrothock. I wanted to finish the name of abbot of Aberbrothock. I wanted to stop the blessings of abbot of आबरप्रथक. मराठीमध्ये त्याची पूर्णतः नजर त्या इंचकेप फ्लोटवर होती आणि म्हणून तो आपल्या खलाशांना, आपल्या सेलर्सला ऑर्डर देतो की चला तुम्ही मला तिकडे घेऊन जावा, कारण तो म्हणतो की मला या ॲबट ऑफ आबरप्रथकचं ॲबट ऑफ आबरप्रथकला ज्या ब्लेसिंग्ज मिळत आहेत त्या ब्लेसिंग्ज मला थांबवायच्या आहेत, त्याचं नाव मला मिटवायचं आहे. नेक्स्ट. The boat is lowered, the boatmen row, and to the Inchcape Rock they go. Sir Ralph bent over from the boat and he cut the bell from the Inchcape float. The boat is lowered, the boatmen row. According to the order of Sir Ralph the rower, the boatman drove or directed his boat towards that Inchcape Rock. And as they reached there, Sir Ralph the rower bent over and he cut that bell or the rope of the bell, and he cut the bell from the Inchcape float. Let us see the picture is there. Sir Ralph the rower is cutting that bell. In Marathi, आपल्या खलाशांना त्यांनी जे ऑर्डर सोडलेले असते त्यानुसार ते आपली बोट त्या इंचकेप रॉककडे नेतात. ते तिथे पोचल्याबरोबर तो तिथे वाकून ती बेल कापतोय आणि तेच त्याचं पर्पज असतं. नेक्स्ट. Down sang the bell with a gurgling sound. The bubbles rose and burst around. Quoth Sir Ralph, the next who comes to the rock won't bless the abbot of Aberbrothock. Down sang the bell with a gurgling sound. Let us see. When it was cut, immediately it started going down. It started going down, making a sound which is gurgling sound. Gurgling sound. It is onomatopoeic word. The bell is sinking down because it was cut by Sir Ralph the rower, and when it was going down, it creates number of bubbles, and bubbles were coming upside the water and started bursting around on the surface of water. Sir Ralph said, quoth means said, the next who comes to the rock. Now from this moment, whoever would come here, no one would give blessings to the abbot of Aberbrothock. In Marathi, बेल कट केल्यामुळे ती लगेच पाण्याच्या खाली जाते आणि बुडबुडे निर्माण करते. सरफेसवर ते बुडबुडे येत आहेत आणि सगळीकडे फुटत आहेत ते बुडबुडे. सर राल्फ रोवरला आनंद झालेला आहे आणि तो म्हणतो की आता इथून पुढे जो कोणी येईल तो कोणी याला आशीर्वाद देणार नाही. नेक्स्ट. Sir Ralph the rower sailed away. He scoured the seas for many a day, and now grown rich with plundered store, he stays his course for Scotland shore. Sir Ralph the rower sailed away. Now Sir Ralph the rower sailed means passed away from there, and he scoured the seas for many days because he travelled for many days on the sea. And in this travelling, he collected lot of wealth. He plundered many more ships, and so he got lot of wealth. Let us see the wealth, the picture of wealth you are getting there. So now he became rich because of that wealth. A plundered store means he robbed and he got lot of wealth from out of plundering. So he became rich and he was eager to go at the Scotland. So he ordered his sailors steer means direct our ship towards the Scotland shore. मराठीमध्ये सर राल्फ रोवर आता इथून दूर जातोय आणि खूप दिवस तो समुद्रावर असल्यामुळे खूप सारा पैसा त्याला मिळालेला आहे, खूप साऱ्या जहाजा त्यांनी लुटलेल्या आहेत आणि तो आता आपल्या स्कॉटलंडकडे जाण्यासाठी उत्सुक आहे. नेक्स्ट. So thick a haze overspread the sky, they cannot see the sun on high. The wind hath blown a gale all day, at evening it hath died away. Let us see. So thick a haze depressed the sky. Now, man proposes and God disposes. Nature gave a very good justice to Sir Ralph the Rover. Suddenly, a thick haze means a thick mist scattered, overcasted the sky. Everywhere there was total darkness, complete darkness. Overspread the sky. Everywhere total darkness overspread. They cannot even see the sun on the high. No one could see the sun. And wind started blowing very fast. Wind transformed into a gale. Gale means severe wind. Wind started blowing very fast. And at the evening time, the wind became calm. It hath means has. It hath died away. It becomes calm. In Marathi. निसर्गाने त्याच्याबरोबर न्याय केलेला आहे. पहा, अचानक काळे ढग जमा झालेले, संपूर्ण अंधार पडलेला आहे. अगदी कोणालाही सूर्य दिसत नाही आहे आणि जोराचा वारा वाहू लागलेला आहे. वाऱ्यानं जणू एखाद्या वादळामध्ये रूपांतर झालेलं आहे. आणि इव्हिनिंगच्या वेळेला, तिन्ही संजेच्या वेळेला आकाशामध्ये थोडी शांतता निर्माण झाली आहे. हवा थोडी शांत झालेली आहे. नेक्स्ट. On the deck the rover takes his stand. So dark it is, they see no land. Quoth Sir Ralph, it will be lighter soon, for there is the dawn of the rising moon. On the deck the rover takes his stand. And in order to get the idea, Sir Ralph the rover came onto his deck and he started watching. But there was total darkness. There was not getting any sea, any land there. He was in search of the land, but he was not getting any land. In his side there was no land. So Sir Ralph said, as there was a evening time, so he was waiting for the moonrise in the sky, because it was evening time. मराठीमध्ये अंधार पसरल्यामुळे तो आपल्या डेकवर जातोय. अंदाज घेतोय की कुठे जमीन दिसते का, परंतु कुठे जमिनीचा अंदाज त्याला येत नाही आहे. आणि आता हा इव्हिनिंगची वेळ असते, म्हणजे तिन्ही संजेची वेळ असते. आणि त्यामुळे त्याला एक होप असते मनामध्ये की थोड्याच वेळामध्ये चंद्र उगवेल आणि मग आपल्याला थोडंसं दृष्टीपथात येईल, सर्व काही निसर्ग किंवा जमीन दृष्टीपथामध्ये येईल. नेक्स्ट. Canst hear, said one, the breakers roar. For methinks we should be near the shore. Now where we are I cannot tell, but I wish we could hear the Inchcape bell. Let us see. One of the sailors on the ship said, Canst hear the breakers roar? I heard the breakers roar, means there were number of strong waves. That strong waves were dashing into the rock. Can't you hear? For methinks means I think. For I think we should be near the shore. And now where we are I cannot tell. No one can guess where we are. I can't tell where we are. What is the situation before you? No one can tell. But I wish we could hear the Inchcape bell. If that bell would have been there, definitely we would have got the sound of that bell. He wished, he desired. मराठीमध्ये की मोठा लाटा जणू एखाद्या खडकावर आदळल्यासारखा आवाज येतोय. ऐकत नाहीत का तुम्ही? आणि मला असं वाटतंय की आपण खरं तर श्री शोरच्या जवळ असायला हवं आहे, एखाद्या शोरच्या जवळ असायला हवं आहे. आणि आत्ता अजिबात अंदाज करता येत नाही की आपण नेमकं आहोत तरी कुठे. आणि मला अशी इच्छा होते की जर इथं ही बेल असते, इंचकेप बेल असले असते, तर कदाचित आपल्याला अंदाज आला असता की हा इंचकेप रॉक तर नव्हे का. नेक्स्ट. They hear no sound, the swell is strong. Though the wind hath fallen, they drift along, till the vessel strikes shivering shock. "Oh Christ, it is the Inchcape Rock. They hear no sound, the swell is strong." There was a great sound of the nature, and great water and wind blowing very fast, becoming very severe. Though the wind hath fallen, they drift along. They drift along means they go forward very slowly, though there was wind. And at once, as they were moving forward slowly, at once the vessel means the ship of Sir Ralph the Rover, the vessel strike with a shivering shock, with a great shock, with a thudding shock. The vessel dashed into the rock, and at once they exclaimed, "Oh Christ, oh God, it is the Inchcape Rock." But there was no time to save their life. मराठीमध्ये अगदी जोराचा बेफाम असा आवाज होता निसर्गाचा. खूप जोराचं वादळ होतं, वारा होता, जोराच्या लाटा होत्या. आणि अशा या वादळामध्ये ते हळूहळू आपली जहाज पुढे हाकत होते. आणि अचानक त्यांची वेसल म्हणजेच त्यांची शीप एका मोठ्या खडकावर आदळते आणि एका क्षणात त्यांची अवस्था दयनीय अवस्था होती. आणि लगेच ते परमेश्वराचा आठवण करतायत, स्मरण करतायत, "ओ ख्राइस्ट" म्हणून. आणि लगेच त्यांच्या लक्षात येतं की अरे हा तर इंचकेप रॉक आहे. नेक्स्ट, Sir Ralph the Rover tore his hair. He cursed himself in his despair. The waves rush in on every side. The ship is sinking beneath the tide. Let us see. Sir Ralph the Rover tore his hair out of frustration, out of desperation. He started pulling his own hair. He started cursing himself. He started cursing himself because there was great frustration in his heart. And the waves rush in on every side, all around the ship. The water is coming inside, and so the ship is sinking. Sinking means dipping beneath the tide. The ship is going down. मराठीमध्ये खूप निराश झालेला आहे. त्याला स्वतःलाच खूप मोठा पश्चाताप झालेला आहे. कारण त्याची चूक त्याच्या लक्षात आलेली आहे, म्हणून तो स्वतःचेच केस ओढतोय. केस ओढणं हेही आता आणखीन क्रुएल्टीचंच काम आहे खरं तर. पण त्याचा तो स्वभाव आहे आणि तो स्वतःला कर्सिंग करतोय, स्वतःलाच दोष देतोय. आणि त्याच वेळेमध्ये सगळ्या बाजूने पाणी शिपच्या आतमध्ये येते आणि त्यामुळे पाणी शिपच्या आतमध्ये शिरल्यामुळे शिप हळूहळू पाण्याखाली बुडायला लागलेली आहे. नेक्स्ट, बट इवन in his dying fear, one dreadful sound could the rover hear, a sound as if with the Inchcape bell the devil below was ringing his knell. Let us see. This is the death time of Sir Ralph the Rover. Nature did a very good justice with him. At the time of death, he heard a dreadful sound, a fearful sound, dreadful, fearful sound, and that sound was heard by Sir Ralph the Rover, and he felt that it would be the sound of Inchcape bell which he had cut some time before, and that bell was ringing by the devil under the water as a symbol of the death bell of Sir Ralph the Rover. मराठीमध्ये त्याच्या मृत्यूची वेळ समोर येऊन टाकलेली आहे. त्याला त्याचा मृत्यू दिसतोय, पण त्या क्षणालाही त्याला त्याच्या कर्माची आठवण होते. परमेश्वर त्याला त्याच्या कर्माची आठवण करून देतोय आणि म्हणूनच त्याला ती बेल वाजल्याचा आवाज येतोय. त्याला ते आठवतंय, आपण केलेलं कृत्य त्याला आठवतंय. आणि तो इंचकेप बेल जणू पाण्याच्या खाली एक डेव्हिल, एक राक्षस वाजवत होता. कारण जे आपण करतो तेच आपण भरत असतो आणि म्हणून त्याच्या मृत्यूची घंटा पाण्याखाली वाजते. ॲक्च्युली त्याचं अंतर्मन हे बोलत होतं आणि म्हणून त्याला ती अंतर्मनामध्ये त्याची घंटा ती वाजत होती, कारण त्याने केलेल्या कृत्याची आठवण मृत्यूच्या समयी त्याला झालेली होती. पोएम खूप सुंदर आहे. थँक्यू.